919fm.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 4 o'clock news on the street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube on Iwer TV. In the headlines, a shooting in Port of Spain kills one and injures another. 2 more shot dead in Arima, another in San Juan. Fire on Queen Street, Port of Spain, and internationally British Airways to cut 10,000 winter flights. And now the news in detail. 1 man is dead and another injured in a shooting in Port of Spain. According to reports, around 8:30 last night, 27-year-old Avery Weeks of Basilon Street East, Dry River, was walking near Harp Place when a man approached him with a gun. Weeks attempted to run but was chased and shot several times. Another man was struck by a stray bullet in the attack. Both were taken to hospital where Weeks died. The other man is warded in a stable condition. And a man identified as Darrell Jessup was shot and killed this morning in Matarita, Arima. Jessup was fatally shot around 4 a.m. today along Mount Zion Road. According to reports, Jessup was on his way to work when residents of the area heard several loud explosions. Upon investigating, they found his body on the ground. Jessup lived at Tumpuna Road, Kamuto, and was staying with relatives in the area. And while investigators were on that scene, they received a report of another murder, this time along Hoyt Avenue in Arima. When officers arrived, they found the body of 57-year-old Brian Carter. He had just left his home moments before he was shot to go to work. Police have no motive for either killing, nor do they have any confirmation on if the 2 incidents are linked. And a man who was standing along Saddle Road in San Juan was shot and killed this morning. The shooting is said to have taken place around 6 a.m. The victim was approached and shot in the head by a gunman. The killer is said to have escaped on foot. Fire officers were on the scene of a fire on Queen Street in the early hours of this morning. Fire officials say just before 3 a.m. they received a call that wires were seen sparking on Queen Street. When they arrived on the scene, smoke was seen coming from a booth with a small fire that was quickly suppressed. Officials believed it to be an electrical fire from an air conditioning unit. No injuries have been reported and there is no official estimate of losses at this time. Prisons and fire officers associations are warning of a potential shutdown in their services to show their dissatisfaction over the government's 4% salary increase offer. Prison Officers Association President Saron Richards and Fire Service Association 2nd Division President Leo Ramkasoon revealed that potential action may be on the way. Both Richards and Ramkasoon said their members considered the government's offer for salary negotiations between 2014 and 2019 as a salary decrease based on the 22% headline inflation during the negotiating period. Richards warned that he cannot guarantee what the outcome would be but said it does not look good. He added that prison officers have reached their breaking point and whatever this means, said things will not be normal in TNT, noting that the government is embarking on a journey to shut down the country. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has claimed that the offer, which began at 2% before being doubled, is all the government can afford, as if accepted it would cost the state over $2.5 billion in back pay up to June 2022. Internationally, British Airways will cut roughly 10,000 short flights to and from Heathrow Airport between late October and March. The move is aimed at minimizing disruption over the winter, and some long-haul flights will also be affected, the airline said. British Airways said it would also cut a dozen round trips per day, totaling 629 flights until the end of October. Heathrow, which is BA's main hub, has capped passenger numbers flying from the airport due to staff shortages. Airports and airlines which cut jobs during the height of COVID restrictions have found it difficult to recruit enough staff as demand for holidays has returned. Staying on the international scene, at least 20 people have been killed in flash floods in central Afghanistan, with heavy rain destroying thousands of homes and damaging agricultural land. The country has been reeling from natural disasters this year, including a drought and a massive earthquake that killed more than 1,000 people in June. Still on the international scene in India, protesters broke barricades and shouted slogans against Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the Indian capital of New Delhi on Monday after thousands of farmers gathered to protest against what they said was unfulfilled promises by the government. More than 8 months after farmers called off a year-long protest and the government conceded to several of their demands, more than 5,000 farmers gathered in the capital to protest against Modi and his government. Farmers are demanding that the government guarantee a minimum support price for all produce and clear all farmer debts, among other things. And that was the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online Facebook and YouTube on Iwer TV. Recapping the headlines, a shooting in Port of Spain kills one and injures another. 2 more shot dead in Arima, another in San Juan. A fire on Queen Street in Port of Spain, and internationally British Airways to cut 10,000 winter flights. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas. Miss Aisha Wells, the Queen of Talk. She's up next.
News from the street. 919fm.com.
Tune into the street 91.9 FM
every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
for the Repairing of the Breach radio program with me, Bishop Iwer Thomas.
The scripture says, "And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, the restorers of the paths to dwell in."
Don't miss it. Repairing the Breach radio program with Bishop Iwer Thomas on the street 919 FM every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Good, that boat I'm looking like it real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959, 281-4723, or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat I look like it's as well.
The street 919 Trinidad and Tobago.
tell you to give me. Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing, don't you know it's important? Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing, don't you want to relax down? Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing, don't you know me condition? Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing, and I need your
Trinidad and Tobago. Street 919 FM.
You know Chile's like the party. You know Chile's like the fest. You're playing social. You start off on philosophy. You know you can't move up yet. If you continue on that, you'll regret. Take a bet. Got a lot of fans, but we getting fed up. Woman said to me, you got to mix it up, cause all is jam non-stop. Jam your song, Johnny. Get the selling hot. Cool down my body. You see it much so. Speed it up, honey. Leave me on the go. Wet me down, honey, all night. Let me feel right. When the tongue on fire. The rhythm you jamming must make me perspire all day. Let we break away when it's time for fun, honey.
So let me start off by saying a very special good afternoon to you, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Top of the afternoon to those of you on the web. How you guys doing today? You're good? Blessed afternoon to those of you locking us down locally, regionally, internationally, wherever you're listening to my voice. I say thank you so much for choosing me. My name is Aisha Wells and I'm in your company today. Today is what? Tuesday? Well, I'm in your company today until 7 o'clock. Remember this evening, later on this evening, we go live from Pigot's Corner as the People's National Movement rolls in to East Porto, Spain. So you guys want to get on top of things, remember, keep it locked to the Street 919 FM where we give you all the information. So guys, where to begin today? You ever had so many things to discuss that you don't even know where to start? Let me do my greetings. First of all, I see you guys on the live. Remember to like the video, share the live, send those numbers up. I see those of you on YouTube as well. Big up your whole self. You know who you are. All greetings and formalities observed. Thank you guys so much for keeping it locked to the Street 919 FM. So, the scrap iron dealers are at it again. We not going to stop. The scrap iron protesters in Barrapore say if they have to burn down Trinidad every single day until the government reconsiders its 6-month ban on the industry, that is what they intend to do. One protester going by the name of Ramesh Ramsarup laments, while them making millions, we not even seeing cents. While them eating ham and bread, we eating bhaji. When them feeding their dog meat, we can't even eat meat. Our children are suffering. And I'm going to upload the photos, so you need to get on the YouTube and the Facebook if you want to see these photos. The scrap iron dealers mean business. They're gathering for a protest yet again this week, date to be announced from what I understand, as they continue their war on the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I won't even say they war on the government, because when they burn down Trinidad, as what they are threatening to do, the only people that suffers is the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And that's the reality of the conversation. So guys, top of the list, scrap iron dealers. They're back in the news. They're saying that they have to live too. Check this out.
Hey, you want to have a copy of the road, man? Beat that can pay for fall. Pay for fall. Yeah, we have a copy of the road, man.
Yeah, what going on here this morning? Right, nobody are working. A lot of people here in this area here depend on scrap iron work. Right, no scrap iron work, we have nothing to do. We don't know what
scrap iron protest.
Yeah, the scrap iron protest. Right, on this junction here. We talk about iron, scrap iron men out here. Up the road, so having people protesting for the road. We main concern is about the scrap iron. We want them to lift our ban. We want to start back to work. We only have about 2 weeks to make money just here out buying out these children books and they go to school. And like this government, them like sit down in their head, they're thinking, yeah, they live and let live too. Let people live too. You can't want to do what you want to do at the end of the day.
What area is this too?
Here's Barrack 4. Number 2 junction, Barrack 4.
Okay,
Number 2 junction, Barrack 4.
Hey, you come to find my number taxi driver. Huh? I fucking find my number taxi driver. The scrap iron them complaining here, bro. So you see the road too, guys? Road and scrap iron, man. Well, you can't really scrap there.
Come back to me, cameraman. Come back to me. So I have some still shots to show you guys as well. The scrap iron dealers say they mean business. They are going to burn down Trinidad if they have to, until the government of Trinidad and Tobago reconsiders its position on the scrap iron industry. I hate to start here, but here is where we're going to start. I'm going to open up the lines pretty early. Besides the scrap iron dealers, residents of Point Fortin, Captiville, they fed up. According to the article in the Express by Kamari Rodriguez, road rage in Point. Residents protest over poor conditions. Residents of Warren Road and Spring Trace in Captiville, Point Fortin gathered yesterday morning to protest against what they say have been years of neglect of their roadways, deplorable potholes, and a sense of abandonment within the community. Residents block access in and out the area with burning debris, tires, calling for action from the area representatives in repairing its roads. Nobody want to do anything about it. All we want is to fix the road. The cost of living has plenty of people here not working, one resident said as others gathered debris onto the roadway. Another man says, "How long will we have to wait again? We reached the stage where it is overbearing. We back against a wall and we are fed up with getting squeezed. Look, Point Fortin is the P&M. Point Fortin is a P&M stronghold. Every time elections come, we win for the P&M and look at our condition. They don't care about anyone." As frustration among residents grew, some decided to fill out major potholes with debris. Residents took to throwing stones into the holes to demonstrate how deep it was. Look at the size of the pothole we're dealing with in Point Fortin. Big stone we have to fill it with. We are fed up of the P&M, one said while throwing stones. Speaking to Express, one resident, a taxi driver who asked not to be named, said the road had been deteriorating for at least 5 years, with temporary patchwork failing to significantly repair the major potholes in the area. The protest is about better road conditions because the roads in my area are horrible and dilapidated. I am a taxi driver. And isn't easy on the road as a single mother. The road has been like this for more than 5 years, and all they are doing is patching it. But that makes no sense because it makes it worse for the drivers. That is why the residents decided to come out and to take a stand. Trinidad and Tobago, the resident went on to say, last month I had to get things for my kids. So I went out in the rainy weather, and when I went there, the roads were filled with water, and I went in a hole. I had shocks to change, cables and other parts in the tire. I changed it, and the next day I started to make noise. All of the roads are bad, but they can do better given that Point Fortin is a borough. She said Member of Parliament Kennedy Richards passed through the protest yesterday morning but did not stop to speak to residents. By midday, she said, police officers visited the area and cleared the roads, but protesters were waiting at the scene to see what would happen. Member of Parliament passed and saw the combustion and watched and turned and passed on the other side. He didn't talk to the villagers, and he from here. So if he knows what is going on, we just want the roads fixed, and we showing concern by standing out here. One resident of Point Fortin claimed. People, these are some of the issues facing us. These are some of the issues facing us. Coming to work today, traffic was diverted. Another murder in the capital city, this time at Harp Place. Last evening, there were 3 shot, 1 dead. Today, 1 killed right outside the Port of Spain Corporation Crusher Yard. Police is currently on the scene. So if you're driving into Port of Spain coming around Observatory Street side, you would be directed to go across Oxford Street and take it down Charlotte Street. The lines are open. We are taking your calls. It's too much happening at one time. Are you concerned with all that's happening in the country? That's where I'm going today. Numbers to call me, 342-0081. That's 342-0081. 771-1791 466-5391. Caller, you live.
Journalist and friend and host. Good evening.
Yes, Tabakit, good evening.
Okay, fine. Look, let me not waste time and get straight into your editorial. You read out 3 scripts in one editorial. Let me touch on Point Fortin. It is sad to see what is happening in Point Fortin, and I'll tell you why. PNM have never lost that Point Fortin seat. But we have train 1, 2, and 3 LNG right down there. Worth billions in terms of the energy sector. Let's not forget we have the pitch lake right down there. And out of that, we have a road tax. Rohan Seninan, I call you out this evening. Rohan Seninan, I would like to know about the IDB loan you said you secured last year in the pandemic to fix the entire road network in Trinidad and Tobago. What a shame that the Member of Parliament passed right there. His constituents, your people, PNM people calling out the Member of Parliament. Tell me. And you know what is the big question here? You have the pitch lake right down there. You have trains 1, train 2, the energy sector right in the heart of Point. And you will tell me in the heart of the PNM constituency, a Member of Parliament passed his people a writing bucket, and you would tell me a red and ready, and yes, a running country. Look, I say shame on the Rowley administration. I say shame on the member of parliament for point 14. But the big question I ask this evening, how far is the pitch lake from point 14? And I call on the Marabonters. Don't come to cuss this evening, but let's deal with the issue. Why the member of parliament for point 14? And the PNM people is not Tabakit. It is not a UNC constituency to say, well, okay, they could neglect it. This is a constituency that have never voted UNC. And when a member of parliament could pass his people for his constituency straight, but I beg you all to the Marabonters, tell me about the pitch lake and train 1, train 2, train 3. Barataya, Rowley Jr., all you come out and tell Tabakit where the money gone. Rohan Seninan, the road tax, and you tell us last year that you secure a loan, an IDB loan, to fix the entire network. Just don't come and cut. But if you want to jam me, I want you to tell Tabakit how far the pitch lake is from point 14. Tabakit out you know.
Okay, Tabakit, thank you. Listen off here. Let me see if I can interject and make some sense. Have you really paid attention to the roads in Labre, Rusilak, and Point 14? I am no engineer, but I can tell you, Tabakit, that there is a lot of underlying infrastructure work that needs to be done in order to keep those roads on the better end of things. And I'll tell you why. I don't know if it's because Point 14 is on a pitch lake or if it's because Labre and all these environments are on a pitch lake, but the road keeps moving. Tabakit, you could pitch that road today and swing back tomorrow and the road moves. In order to prepare that type of work, I don't think we have the expertise in Trinidad to do it. And this is just from me observing the roads down there. Believe it or not, I am on that side of the country often. So I can tell you the roads are bad, but it's an underlying problem. It's not to say that the road is bad and nobody wants to do anything about it. Having said that, I too, Tabakit, may have been very cautious of walking into an angry mob of protesters. Seeing how the times is, seeing how people are little fickle and uneasy, I too might have think twice about walking into the group of angry protesters. All right, so I can't afford to give Mr. Richards wrong. People are very high in their emotions these days, and nobody wants to take the opportunity to really have to deal with them kind of thing. So I'm not saying he didn't do anything behind the scenes, but he probably decided, you see me? Let me hold my corner until I know what is going on. And one can't deny, Tabaki, that some of these protests are politically motivated too, eh? Caller, you live.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon, my darling.
Calling from Princess Tangari Village. Aisha, I live Labre, right? So I could tell you about Labre. I am 66 years. I live Labre 68, 69, 70, and 71. I was a guide very young at the Pitch Lake, right? So, you know, I know everything about the Pitch Lake. Aisha, those roads in Labre, it always moving, Aisha. So Aisha, those roads cannot fix. The best road is the stretch. If you know Labre, as you're heading in where the community center
Let me tell you, to me, the best road there is when you come down from Rosilak heading into Labre. From the time you reach Labre stretch, you're in problems.
Aisha, I live down there, so I could tell you, so you see the Clarion joke of porting, but Aisha, hear me. Clarion joke saying, where the money gone? Every month, the money has to go to the Carmack, right? And the water business, right? That is one. Where the money gone? Panama, right? 400 million right? Panama. Where the money gone? With the people, man, oh gosh, where those guys were losing their life. Something sports, but there is where all the money went. And for 2012, almost 40 million, where the money gone. So Aisha, I gave the minister right, Aisha, because you come out there, Aisha, without security. You know what happened there? Aisha, I could beat him. And
but look what happened to MP Hines. Look what happened.
The people was saying, gun. Aisha, how? Aisha, the only how we just could say there is if he has heavy security. So the carry-on joke, whole thing. But Aisha, I live Labre, and you see those roads, especially if you know Labre, when you reach by the pitch lake and you're heading back like you're going up to Brighton, Aisha, that whole road there is umpteen years, it's like that, it cannot fix. So all who talking knows nothing about down there. They have to hush. Where the money gone? Every month, Karma, Yellow Dress made them sign a contract for over 50 years, billions of dollars. There is where the money gone. Lovely show, my lady. Lovely show.
Thank you so much. Let's go. Caller, you live.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. How is you?
I am good. How are you?
Not too bad. I got over the COVID. Praise the Lord.
Thank God for life.
Say something. Your partner wants to know about road and fixing and how people pass it every day. Every day he passes Tabakit. During the happiness program, they get $15,000 per person in that Tabakit constituency. Ask them why the roads to go Tabakit in that deplorable condition. Why they never fix it? Where all the money gone? It's $15,000 per person under the happiness program. The representative for that area get. Why the road in that deplorable condition for the past 12 years? Why they didn't fix it? But as the gentleman rightfully put it, the road there is a kind of moving sand. You can't really fix it. You fix it today, it is mashed up by next week. Not only that, but you remember there was a place, a lady down on that side, that the lady tried to fix the road. And what they call a rahun, because she had to block off the place because the road is so hard to fix. It had to block off the road for some people to get home, etc., etc. And they wanted to beat up the woman because she tried to fix the road. And as for the people and them with the scrap iron president keep talking about these people and they're suffering and suffering. This today we get to find out it's $260 million per year they're suffering with. 2.something million, 2.7 million a month they get in. But they're suffering. I saw you wish you were suffering like that? You and with this suffering with 2.7 million a month?
Of course, that's real suffering.
Now I want them to ask, how did the people survive in Jamaica when they shut it down permanently? They didn't temporarily shut it down there. In Jamaica, they shut it down permanently. Now, what were these people doing before we had scrap iron? Scrap iron have been here from the beginning of time.
But my thing is, caller, the minute they come out on the road to burn tires for the last week, they could have been sending out applications somewhere.
No, they don't. You see, they're too lazy. All the people in Jamaica, and they find new work. How come the people in Jamaica survive? And they're still surviving? Because, as I said before, the only people who cannot get employment in Trinidad is Trinidadian, Tobagonian, Jamaican, St. Vincent, Grenadian, even people from Africa, Ghana, and now from Venezuela coming. All of them getting work. Guyanese coming, they getting work. Trinidadian, it are no work for them. Why? Why? Or they don't want to work normal work. Or they don't want to easy work. You work for 2 hours and you get plenty money. The last time they was boasting, or they get $10,000 a day for the scrap iron. But you know what? The scrap iron man make 2-point-something million profit off of that piece of business he take with the juice company when it burned down. And he get them $10,000 a worker. The money don't trickle down. But they want easy work with plenty money. That is why it is they want this to continue. And what they was doing, if they was doing the right thing, we would not have this problem. All they're talking about copper is not only copper, because the church bell in make out of copper, Isha. The Mano copper in make out of copper. All the steel, the lampposts, all the poles and them with the sign, the teaching that in make out of copper. The gate and them from in the square, that is not copper. So what stupidness they're telling me? If they was doing the right thing, we would not have to reach here. And they're lucky that this Prime Minister is still reasonable that he shut it down for 6 months, because he could have do like what Jamaica and about 5 other Caribbean countries do, shut it down permanently, because it is criminal activity taking place and nobody wants to answer. With 8 people alone in your industry, 8 exporters, and you don't know who receiving stolen items? Really? Aisha, if you are 8-7 in your house, you're going to know which one people. Tell me a lie.
You're right. Spot on.
The people are here jokey. They're jokey. They want money for nothing, but all they go and sing, because it's only rock stars that get money for nothing. When we have to move TV and microwave and fridge, we have to do hard work. I go on, Aisha. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much. Let's go. Caller, you live.
Aisha, good afternoon.
How are you?
Okay, not too bad, but I was saying, you know, if, let me say Kamala was in government right now, and this scrap iron dealing thing come across, you know what the first thing Ole was going to say? Oh, it's a racial thing. They want black man to live, and they want this. Yeah, but I see everybody see them condemning this scrap iron dealers. So any little problem happen with this scrap thing, you have to close down the whole industry. What about tackling the people and let the police do the job and find out who thieving and who what? You think that's a better idea?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm still trying to figure out what you're talking about. Caller, you live.
Hi, Aisha. Good afternoon.
How you doing, darling?
I am good, Aisha. Aisha, something wrong with Central? Oh, gosh, come on, man. Everything is race and politics. Kamala said she's about party and not politics. Oh, gosh, give people a break, man. Discuss this. Aisha, I'll have to call you back. Hello.
Hey, like you had somebody come by your auntie. Let's go straight to the voice notes. 1 million of them come in already. Let me play some, get you guys interactive. All right. Good afternoon to Mr. Bago. I saw Mr. Bago's message. Let's take this one first. Call you live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
Hi, Anderson.
Aisha, listen to everybody. And it's so true. I believe Kamala and the tell them to protest in point 40. Because 7 years of PNM in power. And everything is Kamala. Why the way forward? Nobody study why the way forward. Woman are child bad, murders every day, and it's Kamala. What Kamala said, that each chain when blood will flow. But somehow they answer the definition of it, that each chain when times will be harder. The other people crying, UNC people crying to us that citizens of this great country, they are crying. And every little thing is political. Who can make them PNM people? Let me know the road shipping, here go, here come. Who can make these die hard? Some go get along. PNM people change their mind for voting PNM point 14. Who UNC can go and make them protest? Who UNC made us protest down here because we all seen sewer water in our place? My brother coming to me every day. Old people talking, they're crying. So water coming through the tap. So Kamala can come and beat them. Or Munilal or anyone in Indian. So I come and tell we beat them. All go and protest. For years we have been protesting and beat them. And the only person I can recall is the makers and try to French and everybody rise and tell them to protest was Nigeria Nepali. Nigeria Nepali is called the most protest in the country. And the rest of PNM. Although I know about the PNM and nobody UNC, I know about politics and you all. And when we come here in the evening, everything is coming. What is the way forward? That nobody keep money like Kamala and PNM is worse. So everybody going to parliament is just a keep. And we come on the radio, PNM, Kamala, PNM, and have the Kamala them. Everything in the Kamala them. And we keep selling them in Yelamud and teaching up. It's we don't have, we cruel people don't have. And for them to call me private light show. My number is help people with books. Like I want to say this young lady from quite Gandhi. Like I want to say this young man who going to Scarborough Secondary School. I get these booklets every
So
year.
Anderson, let me ask this question. Out of curiosity, what you think would suffice the people of Trinidad and Tobago? Just open up the treasury, give everybody $2-3 million and allow the place to run smooth?
I sure send this government came in power. They don't have anything like a book grant. People need help.
Okay, so you're saying we need to reconsider the book grant. We need to go back to the book grant, yeah?
That one, right? Implement sports. When people win a race or they go there and they win a relay or something.
Okay, so we need to run races for the people of Trinidad and Tobago to behave.
Tobago, URP, whether it's run by the TAJ or the CPF is run by the TAJ and they don't have any contractors in Tobago, and Tobago can raise the pay. The pay should be raised long time short Trinidad and Tobago. CPF workers work very hard. And the list can go on and on. Aisha, we're looking at children laptops taken back from them, and then they're going to ask RBC. They're only going to ask RBC to donate laptops and these kind of things. Why the 100 million in paper oil medicine? And every time Tabaki comes on, which I don't agree with, right you. I don't agree with much people like you. But every time Tabaki comes on, your program becomes Tabaki program. But I believe now it will come Anderson program. Because like it's a pack of tons people will be listening. And I want you to be so educated and calling people down. You take time and listen yourself. And only choose all the words. And not pass some person tense. And all of just call the hear all the voice sometime and I share program. I doesn't do it. I just be listening all and all of those sound good. Or PLM does nothing wrong. PLM does nothing wrong. Come on, long time, let them do and me afraid to say that. And I say UNC. So PLM do nothing wrong. That one time PLM said, no, I shall work for people don't show me. It's lazy to sell a little mama guy that's on a contract and I work there. I don't want to fight with the army. Only PLM must is stopping from my place. I said, Johnny come lately. Who never is some call gladiator program. All of a sudden, all these pictures are callers. All they don't like this one, don't like that one. All these them like all their own self.
So basically, in Anderson's words, the government needs to bribe citizenry with running races, giving them gifts, giving them book grants, giving them food cards. What else you would like, Anderson? You didn't mention. Opening up the treasury, giving everybody $3 million. Just pay Trinbagonians to behave. Yeah? Caller, you live.
Aisha.
Hi.
Aisha, but wait, just now. I want to find out something. Where was this fella when they call a limited state of emergency and then because it was not lawful and then they had to make it a state of emergency and they were just catching away young black men from Protestant? Where was his voice? Why are you asking if we had to be talking about Kamala stuff? And she right in now still making stupid statements and still frustrating everybody. Let Kamala take she licks. Understand? Because we're talking about this and talking about that. We're talking about the fake oil. Kamala raised fake oil. Kamala the one who say fake oil. Is that how it come out? Kamala started run she mouth and talk about fake oil. Just like how she talk about the live sport and the annual girl. They went to court and lost in court, we call him fake oil. Well, if you have any information on the fake oil, let's pass it on now, because if it's true, and because you had that information, then you pass it, and then you want to you're vexed when people call you. All right, I don't want to join in that and be calling you names too. Later.
Let's get another call inside. We have a break to take. After the break, we play some voice notes. Caller, you live.
Good evening, Aisha, darling.
How you doing, love?
Hi there, inside the weather. You know how it is. So I'm just touching base with you and everybody to tell them good evening and have a blessed day. I didn't shout out to Miguel Sharon this morning and Mom Sauce and Shak Lady, Mr. Napuna. You stay good, darling. And good evening to everyone. Trinidad and Tobago and my Prime Minister and his family. Good afternoon. Okay? And keep up the good work. Everybody, just pray and everything will happen nice. Okay? Because I feel good today. I see some 60 people get keys for the house. Okay, darling? That was very, very, very good.
Very, very good.
Yes, 60 people get keys for the house today, and I was so nice. I feel so great. You understand? To know that we're still moving on and not studying nobody. Yeah? Let's go ahead with our work, what we do. Right? And that is it. You hear, darling? So you go there and tell them boys I say hello.
I definitely will. Let me see if I could clear up some of this real quick and get ready. Okay. Let me take a minute caller.
I sure why you always doing this. I never survive the people, but make the living much more comfortable. But remember, I tell both the number years, when I come out the door, stay in love until they see. And I see something a lot of ways you can do that. Not only you are a P and a post can here, or somebody up in secret office for that lie down with that somebody, I shall come back in. I don't think those things that I didn't say. You know what I'm do?
We're going to take that break, people. We'll be right back. So much to clear up when we return. Let's go.
Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan.
Slavery get digital now. Ayayaw. This is why your spiritual now. Wow. The Bible tell me live in
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
I want to address some issues. Big man, I born in a poverty, but them thing I don't like. Every ghetto youth had to have the Benz park outside. A pretty girl passing my drink with two black eyes. You can't see life, nice, so nice, yeah. But they're talking. All your business out the road and they're walking. Watch out it inside your shoes, so them parking. I just put one bite on you, so we don't study them. Yo, because Jackie we health and strength, so what we do? Mash up that. Cause we know bad mind people. And them protect we back, so what we do? Hey, you see all bad mind people? Yo. Stay away. A white low. Big man, I born in a poverty, but them thing I don't like. True, I say ghetto, but ghetto inside of your mind. Big up the hustlers, them way don't need no 9 to 5. You can't see life nice, so but they're talking. All your business out the road and they're walking. But cap it inside your shoes for them barking. I want to see all hands up, so 1, 2, and put your hands out in the air right now. Mash up. Cause we know bad mind people, shine with vehicle and them protect we back. So what we do? Mash up.
Shalom. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yohana will be on the street 91.9 FM every Monday from 7:05 p.m. to 8 p.m. bringing you the truth according to the Bible. The ISUPK is a non-profit faith-based community organization that will respond to the plagues that's affecting blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. We also have programs such as education, both adult and youth, food distribution, rehabilitation, both drug and alcohol, mentoring, counseling, and spiritual support. Remember, tune in every Monday on 91.9 FM, 7:05 p.m. Shalom.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
You are invited to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco in Sangre Grande, for the Old Time Gospel Hour Family Radio Ministry every Sunday from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Check out the Children's Hour Worship Ministry of the Word and the Family Forum every Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Law and You every Friday evening from 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. All night prayer live on the Street 919 FM, designed with you in mind. This program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will also be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He had showeth thee, O main, and what doeth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with thy God. Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222. In the name of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly. For further information, call 753-1133 or email us at church668hope@gmail.com.
Every Friday, it's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays with MC Duke and Selector Kochi from 6 straight to 9 p.m. blazing all the latest and past soca hits. So remember, make it a line, make it a day, rock and come in, you know. It's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays on the Street 919 FM. You don't know.
This is 16.
Welcome, welcome, one and all to the land of death. Trini to the bone, Bego to the bone.
On August 31st, we celebrate 60 years of paradise, 60 years of innovation,
60 years of champion, 60 years of freedom. This is 16.
Come on down to the Queen's Park Savannah on Independence Night for the fireworks display and the A-Team Band alongside all of your favorite artists.
Action kicks off at 5 p.m. Fireworks at 8 p.m. Admission is absolutely free.
Follow us at Forging Forward TT on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
Reggae Rock Sundays featuring MC Duke and Selector Kutchi present Reggae and Rockers. On board the Embassy Yacht on September 24th, Republic Night. Boarding 10 p.m. and sailing at 11 p.m. at the Hyatt Waterfront in Port of Spain. Get your reggae groove on. With top DJs, Selector Kutchi, Bruce Wayne, TC, and Heavy Duty. Early bird tickets cost $150. After that, you pay more, $175. For tickets, call Selector Kutchi at 777-7909 and MC Duke at 349-4121. Reggae and Rockers Republic Night. No oversized coolers allowed. Don't miss it.
In Trinidad and Tobago, there are so many things to talk about. Social issues, injustice, child abuse, domestic violence, political scandals, and much more. On HOTP, we will cover all that and much more. Don't forget, you can catch us every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday nights from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Facebook and Instagram. Hot off the press, Hot topics, no filter.
If you're experiencing pain, constipation, headaches, poor blood circulation, high or low blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, swollen or darkened feet, come visit us at Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle offer a wide range of services. Come and experience our new 3D analyzer, which allows you to have a look inside your body. We also provide live blood analysis, iridology, ionic foot detox with foot soak and foot massage, aquatherapy, full body massage, and organic supplements on sale such as Nano Silver, Nano Zinc, Body Light, cold pressed sesame oil, and more. Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. For more information, call 275-8359 or 288-1108.
Join Nicole Huggins for Health and Wealth Lifestyle Tuesday morning from 11:05 to 12 noon. Right here on the street, 919 FM.
Renting a car in Tobago should be quick, affordable, and easy.
Wow.
Here at Onia Rentals, we make the process as simple as possible by using our easy e-sign-up. Yep, we can sign you up from just about anywhere using our tablets. See? All done. And everything goes straight into the cloud. Wow. Yeah, you're on your way. Are you coming to Tobago? Book your car rental with us and enjoy the most affordable rates in Tobago. But hurry, because cars go pretty fast. Call 361-1042. That's 361-1042. One more time, 361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals, Tobago, taking you further.
Tune into the street 91.9 FM
every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
for the Repairing of the Breach radio program with me, Bishop Showinau Thomas.
The scripture says, "And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, the restorers of the paths to dwell in."
Don't miss it. Repairing the Breach radio program with Bishop Sherwin R. Thomas on the street 919 FM every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tune in to the street 919 FM every Thursday from 10:05 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. for the program Straight and Narrow, The Way of Life, The Health Store, being brought to you by Mrs. Arlene Collins Mohammed. For more information, check us out on Facebook or Instagram at Straight and Narrow, or visit our website at www.opulence.com/Arlene for Life. You can also call or WhatsApp at 309-4697 or 620-9379.
Hi, I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia.
Please join us on the Final Hour broadcast every Thursday at 9 a.m. on the street 919 FM radio.
Every week we will journey into the amazing Word of God. So please join us.
See you then.
Good, I'm looking like it real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959, 281-4723, or email us at coralvisiontt@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat, I look like it's not wet.
Together we aspired, and together we have achieved.
We have achieved 6 decades of independence.
We must continue to embrace our watchwords:
discipline, production, and tolerance.
Our national flag belongs to all of us.
So let us move together, hand in hand, to create a better
and safe Trinidad and Tobago.
Happy 60th Independence to Trinidad and Tobago from the street 919 FM family.
Happy Independence, TNT.
21st, we celebrate 60 years of paradise, 60 years of innovation,
60 years of champions, 60 years of freedom. This is 60.
Come on down to the Queen's Park Savannah on Independence Night for the fireworks display and the A-Team Band alongside all of your favorite artists.
Action kicks off at 5 p.m. Fireworks at 8 p.m. Admission is absolutely free.
Follow us at Forging Forward TT on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And them not know about Jaja. Say them a Muslim, and them not know about Utala. Say them a Rasta, and the boy no know a scripture.
All good people, we're back, and we have a couple calls on the line. Let me try to get those persons in. Let's go, caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
Hey, how you doing, PNM? Gemma?
What is wrong with Central and Tabakita and them boys?
You know, them have a walk in the afternoon, you know, Gemma.
Telling you.
They have a job, you know.
I just wonder if them like cookie or some kind of thing.
You think cookie at all?
Straight. They're not seeing straight. The godly woman says she cares about parties. She cares nothing but the country. They doesn't hear when she say them kind of stupidness?
Apparently not.
Oh, Lord, boy, I don't know. No, and I pray God for this bloodshed to stop. I pray God, oh Lord,
Gemma, tired girl. Today I went to a funeral, and that funeral bothered me all how, Gemma, all how. And then last night to come and hear this little boy get killed, and I'm tired, you know.
Get light in the power of tongue, and the godly woman said, if I lose, blood will flow. And I still want the coffee man to tell me what he was dragging that coffee all over this country for. What he had in that coffee.
You notice he stopped dragging it now, right?
Mr. Kaufman.
You notice he stopped dragging it now, right, Gemma?
Huh?
You notice he stopped dragging the coffee now?
Yes. Right? Let go ahead, man. The longest road have an end, you know. And when God do, God will do it. You understand? He sits high and he watch slow. And he knows all things, even most secret thoughts. He can't hide nothing from God. So anything that we do, God seen it. He know how much grain are here and we head. So I to tell you how God is the man with all powers. You understand? So let her go ahead with the nonsense. God stands aside and he watch slow. And he knows everything. And I just want that coffee man tell me what he had dragging in that coffee. I'm waiting for him to answer me. Okay? Have a blessed day, Aisha.
Thank you so much.
Aisha, good afternoon. You look lovely as usual. I just want to take this opportunity to inform you that Mr. Paula Spain's wife passed, and the funeral arrangement was made and will be carried out on Thursday at 11 o'clock at the Despot Spaniard. I want to send my condolences to him and his family, and, you know, may he get strength to stand in this time of bereavement. I know how that feels. Anyway, all the best, Mr. Paula Spain, and please accept my condolences to you and your family.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I wonder if you guys knew that the Port of Spain Corporation, and this is information reaching us, have decided to let their workers work in their respective districts. So let's just say when the corporation workers used to come out on trucks and work in other areas, because of the gang warfare, they are only subject to work in the area they live in. Let me give you an example. So let me just say it have some fellas who live in on Nelson Street working corporation. Then in order to keep their employment, they sweeping and cleaning Nelson Street and going back inside. And what they have now is managers going around to the different areas and making sure that they're doing the work. Because this person can't go here, that person can't go there, truck driver just get shot and killed in town. They have resulted into letting the people work outside the door, literally. That is what we want for ourselves as a people. And I'm specifically talking to the people of Port of Spain here. You guys didn't realize that you're boxing yourself into this little corridor, this little box that you cannot come out of. So you living in the area, working in the area, can't leave the area. And if this is what's happening, then the people who are suffering is the burgesses of the city. Because you can't leave your house to clean the street across the road. And you can't leave your house to clean the street down so. And you can't leave your house to fix the pothole across so. And you can't leave your house to drive the truck across so. Because none of all you associates them with one another and everybody warring one another in town. And this is information reaching me. And while I understand that the mayor and the council is taking the respective systems necessary to ensure that the corporation workers are safe, this is madness. You can have man cleaning outside the door at taxpayers' expense. Because the city is the one who is going to perish. The burgesses of the city is the ones who feeling it. Because workers can't work in the city. They only have to work on specific streets. I think after this murder that happened by the crusher yard today, they might close down the crusher yard all entirely. Because information reaching us is that that man never interfere with a soul. He's a driver, truck driver for the corporation. He lives in Gonzales. His only crime is that he lives Gonzales. I don't understand it. And when you bring in people from outside the area, thinking, you know what? So the people in the area can't do the work. Let me bring people from outside. The people from outside ain't safe neither. Because they're not from the area, they too can find themselves on the opposite side of a bullet. I don't know how the Port of Spain Corporation intends to survive this. But to have people working outside the door while some parts of the city suffering, I don't see how it makes sense to the people of Port of Spain. But I something for the mayor and the council to figure out. Caller, you live.
Hi, good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon.
Aisha, I'm trying to understand something. We still have free education in this country. I want to see how born schools they could still go a primary and secondary school free, right? Aisha?
You're talking very softly. Could you repeat what you said?
I said we still have free education in this country. I want to see how born
yes, education is still free.
Yeah, you could still get into primary and secondary school for free, right? Just I'm asking, so I try to understand how it is. We also have a spoon feed, or also we take a spoon feed, because free education from primary school to secondary school, even when the tertiary education, but for some strange reason, there's always the government. I saw right in Jamaica, you had to pay to go to secondary school. Why feel like have Jamaicans here working security? You feel like they don't want to finish and work security? No, they don't. But everything is the government. You had 5 years of secondary school. You have about 5 years of primary school. But you know what? You leave school, and everything is the government. I sure there is about no boat in town, no bus, no party in town, no bus. There are 2 shows within the next 2 weeks, Mavado and Regis Spice. All of them go and score. And the funny thing is, everybody who go in there going to look just like me and you. And you know what? After that now, it's the government. I mean, come on. You really serious? You expect to sit down there and expect the government to employ you? You went to school for 5 years. You're in secondary school. But you know what? Sit down there and about the government. After you're working school for free and then nothing. If you can't handle education, there's vocational training. You're still taking that. But you know what? You want to sit down there and sing. The government. I shall have to understand that one.
Aisha, good afternoon. Aisha, you see some of them people that protesting about roads and roads and roads, they want the scrap iron industry open back. So they could continue to do the kind of nefarious kind of acts some of them doing. While some of them are genuine, some of them or half of them will be involved in doing all kind of ills, thieving government property, thieving people property, all this kind of thing. I could remember superintendent used to work in Shogunas this week, call our next radio station, saying that hardly any manhole cover in Shogunas, most missing. You understand? And I be want to believe, Aisha, that they'll be using them pipe and they going on the road to take them manhole cover, to bring it for them, so they could go and give them a little $40 or something, and they could go and sell it over and make money. That is how they're making money, these things, and them. They're stressing people, some of them. So the government did the right thing in shutting down the industry for 6 months, regularize it, put the paperwork in place, so they could be on top of all these illegal activities that are going on in the industry. You can't let that industry operate. So right now they're saying Italy and France and some of these countries outside, same thing going on with the thieving this and thieving that. And so that scrap iron thing is a kind of mafia business. And if you don't be careful and put proper paperwork in place for them to operate, they will destroy this country.
Well, I just tell you, play with Tabakit. Tabakit, you really easy, boy. You really not easy. How did you expect that member of parliament to stop in that kind of lackery? That would have been trouble in our UNC area, you know. In Kamlai times, you think Sapari are the best hours, but then people don't complain. Then people don't complain at all. Tabakit always just like playing politics, boy. Only really love playing politics, but then again, you're typing hard, I locked on and listening. The reason for those people dying, Madam Anderson, the young woman that dragged that coffin, all about what you expect. The chicken coming home to roost. All that coffin she dragged was for a reason. You hear? And it have high after effects. But I want to tell you and your so-called wicked, mischievous party, all your time coming. God could judge all you. I locked on and listening.
Good afternoon, Aisha. Good afternoon, Trinidad. Tabakit is a hypocrite. Where was Tabakit when the thief all with money in life sport? You tell me. Where was Tabakit when the AG and all of them with prison gate? You tell me, Tabakit, where was? You're too damn deceitful. Good afternoon, Aisha. Hey, and this is a protester for rent. You are telling you, I listen to the ground report and you telling them, anybody want help protesting, all you call me. But you are a protester for rent, boy.
Aisha Wells, good afternoon. What scrap iron people was doing for the 2 years when the country was locked down?
Caller, I do have a clue. Caller, you live?
Yeah, Aisha?
Yes.
Can you tell me how much scrapyard dealers have in Trinidad? I heard it's 123 scrapyard dealers have in Trinidad.
I don't know
right?
the exact figure.
Well, I think about it, figure, right? But out of the 123, I heard it's only 3 Africans own scrapyard in Trinidad. So I am thinking, so let's say he's a poor man, and they're dealing with poor people, they're pressuring poor people. But he's saying that, but he has a security firm, and he also has a grocery. So how come he's a poor man? And as I heard this morning on the the Ground Room show, right? That he wasn't on the pushback movement in Chevrolet. And also, he was in the pushback movement in Port of Spain. And he also said he's not a TNM, neither UNC. And we all know the pushback movement is UNC. You understand? So I just can't, I don't see them as African, They are just using African people. Just like Tabaki, that thing. I know what all of those answer he for. Don't answer that fella. I hear Rowley Jr. says a powerful thing, that he is not an African. And he's so right. How the hell then could be African? And then fighting for a people that does not like African people. So he's a waste of time. Tabaki is a waste of time. All he's studying, them is haters, them is African haters. Okay, sir.
Let's see who's there. You're live.
President, good evening, Ms. Aisha, and your public. Aisha, today is one day I had to disagree with you. The road in Point 14 could be fixed. It could be repaired. I have seen the worst road in the world repaired. Right? Yes, we understand that the road moves and so forth. It could be repaired to a point where it would last a long time, right? Because what is the problem in this country, Aisha, I have realized, is that we hire a lot of friends and families as contractors. And that is what I always agree with Manu with. He always shift the narrative to get people who can get the work done. And this friends and family politics thing is not the right way. Because I saw something about a few years ago when there was dredging the river in Sealots because of the flood. Aisha, any normal person can take a $1,500 or $2,000. We give them at $10,000 to clear the slush from the rivers in Sealots and put it on the bank and and dig the rivers a little more deeper and so forth. Anybody can do that with a tractor. Because that is not a permanent solution. And if they come up with a permanent solution for that, they would not be getting no more jobs in that area. And that is what...
Caller, you live.
Aisha, that fella, like, he don't travel, but he must try traveling in small islands and go, like, countryside and things, see roads. A certain part of St. Vincent, the road is concrete. It's down by the power station down there. Aisha, but to me, what the government has done is ban the exportation of scrap metal for 6 months. Oh, that shut down the business, because as far as I see them first pass around by my area, they're buying scrap iron or batteries still, and they're taking their thing and they're carrying it. But what is the people, but what as far as I understand, the Ferguson I'm talking about, there's 8 people who really just pack containers and ship it out. And if Ferguson is correct in what he is saying, that over $200 million worth of scrap metal has been exported, who ain't that $200 million? Because it's not really them first time I see thing that they're talking and shutting down and who burning the road, Them in making half of the money, and not even half, let me say, them in making 20% of the money that these people are making in Ferguson and they're making. So I don't want them to be careful on who all you back in. Because at the end of the day, the church mason it bell, the neighbor mason it gate, people lose their cable and thing and lose business. The companies, certain people, small companies, and they had to shut down because people going with fiber optic cables, they're doing all kind of thing. I mean, you all stealing people's property. And as far as the law is concerned in Trinidad and Tobago and all over the world, stealings are crime. And you can't expect the government to sit idly by, because the government giving you all enough time to organize all the business, only don't want to do it. So they just say, look, listen, we'll shut it down for 6 months. And in the meantime, they will be talking to the stakeholders to put something in place. And I see nothing wrong with that. So to actually see the scrap iron business shut down, part of it has been shut down. The shipping part of it, and that is for the 8 main players, and them making the millions of dollars on all the lead. When all they pick up the scrap iron and bring it in, because they still stockpiling it. You can still pick up the scrap iron, and cry to increase and all buy it. maybe they mightn't pay the full price for it because they will make things because them for a bunch of smart men. Thank you.
Caller, you live.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You find it strange, I saw as we started to celebrate 60 years independence. All this shooting just come one after the other. You find it strange, like somebody or someone or something or some people just don't want us to be happy. Let's think about it. All of a sudden we're celebrating our Diamond Jubilee, 60th anniversary of independence. And all of a sudden, one started shooting in Port of Spain one after the other. And the media the social media just run with it. Like they just want to just be panicking all the time. People have to wake up and realize that they have a group of people who don't want us to be happy. I remember the woman saying, if we fail, blood is going to flow on the streets. People open their eyes, wake up. It's have a group of people who don't want us to be independent. They want us to be independent on them. You understand? It's a game, and we depend on it. They play with me here, out here, because the man trying. I have a system who want to put it away like the black man don't know what he's doing. That's the whole problem going on here, no? And if they open your eyes and wake up, the black man is going to be behind. Lamented do have a gun factory. Well, what's going on? Somebody or something, someone trying to destroy our minds.
And them not know about Jaja. Say them a Muslim.
Good evening, Aisha. Central, you remember who know snake had led for who? Who said that?
Caller, you live.
Good afternoon again to you, journalists. I had to call back in. You know, sometimes you're sitting in the pavilion and you're listening and you say, I have to come back in the arena. When I listen to these PNM activists, it's for 7 years all you in government. And all you could come here every evening and cry till thy kingdom come. Kamla Prasad Bisesa is not the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago is Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. And he is not getting it right when it comes to crime. He is not getting it right when it comes to the poor and vulnerable. He is not getting it right with the destitute, with gun running. Is Dr. Rowley is the Prime Minister and not Kamla Prasad Bisesa? And all you could come here and make how much excuse what it tells you that the Rowley administration is impotent. And let me repeat this. It tells you that the Rowley administration is impotent and bankrupt. When you listen to the Marabuntas and the activists, if that is all you have to offer, what it tells me, you all are bankrupt. You all have no ideas. And let me say this now. All these black fellas who protesting from the scrap iron dealers, all on a sudden they're not black. But days leading up to emancipation, black. Let me tell you something. All you are the biggest set of hypocrites in the entire world. And as I take my leave, the man in the hot seat and the Prime Minister of this country is Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. Dr. Rowley do not have an idea, a clue how to run this country. And I think this evening in Belmont, when he addressed the country, Dr. Rowley, you have the perfect opportunity to call the election for the next general election. Resign this evening and start, because the Rowley administration is impotent, bankrupt. It don't have an idea, a clue how to deal with crime and get the economy running. I say marabuntas, or you don't have a clue how to run the country. Tabak it out now.
Muslim, and them not know about who tala. Say them a rasta.
Aisha Wells, good afternoon, pleasant afternoon. Today is my girlfriend Sandra's birthday, so I would like you to give her a Luciano for me, please. Lord, watch over our shoulders. Thank you. Have a blessed afternoon. Aisha, good afternoon again. Sandra is a loyal listener. That radio don't turn off at all. So get Sandra that Luciano for me. Lord, look over our shoulders.
Ain't no messing that you for real, yes, I'm telling you.
Caller, you live?
Yeah, I had a call back there. CNN people, my people. I don't answer that thing now talk there now. When I said not the person, they want tabaki, what I call tabaki. Because this Kamel can call an intelligent black man, a man who have money, you call on a thing. What do you think she will call them? I tell all this is an African hater. When they answer him, or they make it feel important. Right? So let it talk, don't answer him, so they might stop paying the money that he's calling here for. Right? And I want to go back to Mr. Ferguson. People, all they don't understand what's going on in Trinidad or what? All they don't see all the Indian people using African people here. If it's 100 and something scrapyard dealers have, and only 3 African there, right, who own scrapyard, right? Why are you looking at me, Mr. Ferguson, the head? Because you know he'll get on just how he's getting on there. Or when you hear the man this morning, or when you come on the I-95, how it get on, your heat, the tabakis on them, and the 3 krongs they have there, and they done Lennox, Forest Park, and Mikey with the party on the ground room. All you get on. So I want to congratulate the Indian people of Trinidad and Tobago for looking at people who look like Africans and knowing they're not African. So look what they have Mr. Ferguson, cutting African people. You understand? That's what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago.
So, guys, if you want to see the picture of the young man who was murdered in Port of Spain today in better days, it's on my screen right now. This picture was posted by Councillor for the area, Nicole N. Young. She said this picture was taken when he was happily delivering sandbags to one of the older burgesses in the district. Councillor Young says she's saddened to hear of his brutal murder, and she's praying for an end to the gang warfare in East Port of Spain. Persons are commenting under the photo in disbelief that this actually happened, because this young man went to work today knowing that he is not in war with anyone. And he lost his life because he is living in an area that the guys in one area seems to be at war with. This is the young man. I want to send condolences out to his family. I don't know his last name. I keep hearing the name Delano. I think that's probably his first name. And we really, really, really and truly have to find a way to address what is happening in Port of Spain now. After the funeral today, a couple of the mothers came to me and they say, Aisha, let's do the march. Aisha, let us have a walk for peace. Could you call out the police? Let them walk with us. We want to walk from the basketball court up in St. Barb, straight down Laventy Road, straight down on the greens. We wearing white. We coming out with we candles and we bells and we praying and we singing for our sons. And I tell them at the funeral today, I don't mind. I don't mind. But the war that we are fighting with one another could have been stopped if we were doing better parental checks in our home. If we were being better parents to some of these wayward children, we won't have to be marching through the streets asking them to stop killing one another. What did this young man do besides getting up this morning and going to work? Being murdered was the last thing on his mind today. And there he is, another young black man gone. Same thing last night with Avery. Probably come out to buy something in the shop, lost his life. And I could talk about on and on and on. I went to Akil St. John's funeral today. Everybody know Akil as a peacemaker in the community. What did Akil do to deserve his death? Absolutely nothing. So while I stand with the mothers, and you're going to hear more about this march in the next few days, I am calling on mothers in particular in these areas. You have to be more stern and more firm with your children. This type of anger being displayed among one another unjustly is not normal. How do you look at somebody and tell them sorry after you killed their child unjustly? Is a lot of revenge killings happening because people dying innocently and their family members want to take justice into their own hands? How will his family feel today knowing he gets up and went to work? He didn't do anybody anything and he's dead. And the cycle continues. And again, I don't know how the mayor and the Port of Spain Council intends to handle this. But putting workers to work in other districts is posing as a risk. But having them cleaning outside the door and being paid by taxpayers is also another issue. And if we cannot get the workers to work throughout the city, then we have a problem. And if we bring in people from outside the city to clean the city, then we go hear that the city isn't getting employed. People from the city need work and we're not getting employed. But look, we employ people from the city and they can't work outside the door. And that's a fact. All you need to get it together, you know. All you won't believe, I have funerals whole week. My list of funerals is carded for the week. And might spill over into next week because some of the bodies waiting on autopsies. And all of them under the age of 30. Tell you the thing's so sickening, eh? I don't think all you understand how sickening this thing is. Caller, you live?
Good evening, Aisha. How are you?
I am good, brother. How are you?
My good girl. My dear, my listen everything was going on at Trinidad. I'm so sorry for what really taking place in Trinidad. But Aisha, I want to ask a question. What really taking place with the union leaders? What sense it make for you to say you're going and support the scrap iron people? I'm asking, are they supporting the theft of the things that really happening, the teaching that's taking place in Trinidad, cutting down the telephone wire, taking out the manhole, taking down people gates, piecing the bell and all kind of things? I want to ask Mr. Rosie, what are they really supporting? It's like they don't like the government. They want to bring what I want to know what really taking place, because it can make sense. It can make sense for you to come and say you're supporting the scrap iron dealers and things. Another thing that I'm listening to the radio, I'm listening to the television, I'm listening to everything. They did not, or the government don't shut down the scrap iron dealers whatsoever. Just shut down the shipping out of the scrap iron. So the scrap iron people still could buy, put away your things until the time comes, the 6 months come, and think, but you saying that they shut down this and we can't buy school books and we can't this. Brothers and sisters, if the people and them who buy this scrap iron who making the millions, suffering on you. The other part, Aisha, I sit down and I listen to Tabakis. I don't listen to radio. And no way a man could call in on the ground report and talk the things on the other's way around, like what Tabaki talking on your program. I mean to say you're fair, you're leaving it open. But Tabaki have to know where to go and when to stop. If you're really something good and doing like you're not supporting the UNC and blah, blah, blah. The wickedest thing that ever happened to Trinidad and Tobago, the most disrespectful thing that ever happened to Trinidad and Tobago is what the opposition did and what they're doing now. When you watch and you see you put people like Anel Roberts, the other football boy, and them to represent the party as senators, and you cussing the president, you cussing the prime minister. I'm not talking about Keith Rowling or Dr. Keith Rowling. No. The office of the chief of the prime minister. No respect at all. And when you listen to some of them fellas who talking, Trinidad and Tobago, they was outside playing football, they were outside doing things, and Trinidad and Tobago government had to pay money for them. But Aisha, every single prayer of amen, and the longest rope of an end. And when you hear things start to backfire on Camilla and them, they will say people walk over on them. Good evening, Aisha.
Thank you so much. So someone sent me the picture of the actual scene. It's not graphic, but I didn't realize that he was driving what appears to be the corporation vehicle at the time he was killed. So from the photo, you can see that it's a truck. I'm assuming it's a corporation truck. And you're seeing the body slumped over the wheel here. Gunshots to the front, look like a window was broken, and police surrounding the vehicle. I don't know. I didn't realize that he was on work, probably now exiting the compound, when he was attacked. It's really, really sad. I really hope these young men will put an end to the violence soon. Condolences again to his family. Caller, you live?
Aisha, good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon.
They can't do a lockdown in those areas to find some of these young men who killing out people, killing out their own people. They can't, the police and they can't come up with some, do a complete lockdown in Port of Spain. I find it's rather ridiculous. And another thing, Aisha, I can't tell you how to run your program, but I find it is give Tabaki too much a leeway to wash him out and the Prime Minister. Where he was for the last years with Kamala, and they would have had only money with the thief. They shouldn't have no bad rule, they shouldn't have nothing. Because they really had money and who thief, who sent away, and all kind of thing. He wasn't saying nothing, they wasn't protesting about that. Now this government, they have no money. But they want everything fixed. Why they come protest? When Kamala had only money and giving all she friends and family, you know, and the boys and them gone away with so much $1 million. Where he was? He took his seat first, and I find he gave him too much a leave to wash him out and Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. Because you can't go on them other station and wash them out and Kamala, because they just cut you off. Try cutting them off sometime. You have a best evening and reach home safe.
Thank you so much. Bango, I don't know what caused the fallout in Port of Spain. I know it was one group of men that split into two. What caused this split, I cannot tell you. What has sparked this recent upsurge in violence, I cannot tell you. But I'm praying and hoping for it to come to an end soon. Caller, you live?
Good afternoon. I never hear the praise this one visualize. You remember before them both come, how much of them people used to get killed? The last people they killed was 7 of them on the sea down here. And they got Fitzgerald to go. But if Fitzgerald, I only go and see down there, me and you would have get away. These people now, you notice nobody would do that on the sea again down there. We used to thief and all the rocket and things. And all the artists when they call fishermen and you see, yeah, they don't see nothing. They don't see nothing through the boat. And you see when people are no shame, like the old man down there, he's supposed to be in jail. Come on, people supposed to be in jail. And that's why we would march and think for the kids to come up. For all of them to get locked up. All of them to get locked up. Every one of them are the country so. And always remember, I'm saying never put them in power in this country. And it come to roost now because they're just wicked and evil in this country. And I heard they burn all them people that shooting Caroniva Bank. That might help some of them killing to stop. Burn them Caroniva Bank because them killing them right here and they're not so. They're not so. Yeah, they're too evil and wicked in this country. And this Tabakita are all cranky. Like you listen to the Prime Minister tonight. When he talking, all of them under the bed are hiding. All of them. They can't take him. Yeah, now sit at the people girl. This country has to come back clean. Burn them in Carnival Bank one.
All right, Uncle, go with God. All the best to you. So I got his name. It's Delano Pierre. All right, so he has been identified as Delano Pierre. Condolences to the Pierre family.
Anderson, good afternoon, Anderson. Anderson, I wanted to listen to the meeting tonight and get some education.
Caller, you live?
Good afternoon to Miss Aisha Wells.
Good afternoon.
You know, one of the problems was that these guys wasn't getting employed and all this kind of thing within the community. And councillors now employed some of them.
I know. I was there.
Well, if you was, but what I want to really show you now is that these people who have this war going on, it's been 32 years now since 1990 I said going on, and they just continue spilling the blood of one another. The black community have Satan within him, and Satan company is doing this evil within our community, black against black, blood letting all the time, Miss Aisha Wells. I am sorry for the guy also, and I'm sorry for all workers right now because, as I show you, they were intended to change the lifestyle that they were on.
But some of them, caller, wasn't even on a bad lifestyle, and they were employed, and now they're being killed because they're working in one area and they're from another area.
Exactly, Miss Aisha Wells. And here we're saying they have to work from outside the house. So what will happen then is that the whole city will be in a mess.
Yeah, and what will happen to the central business district if everybody working outside the door?
Exactly. So I am appealing also for the youth and them think twice. Leave this bloodletting, let it die out. Let us continue our lifestyle for peace and love. Thank you very much, Miss Aisha. Oh my gosh.
Let's see who's there. Caller, you live?
Yeah, Aisha. The Anderson program, the Tabaki program. Aisha, what amazed me is a bunch of people, as all the callers, they send this program now. want to see the country like this. And they do not kind of think they see the country like this. I shut up with the march in Dongla, but they're alone. They're marching in Arena. They're marching in Sawa. The ladies are about to in Maloney, La Queta, Santa Cruz.
Anderson, we have a minute before the break.
I said, by the end of the day, right? Me see no Indian killing one another in bamboo 1 and 2. Me waking up and you know Syrian shoot one another. Me you know Chinese shoot one another. So I don't know why the UNC and Tamara them have African people in Avantil killing one another. That might sound good on the program, man. Yes, Kamala them. Indian people tell all you kill somebody because they live in here and they live in there. Why the Indian army killing one another? Oh, them bigger than me only good.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, play some voice notes, clear them up, and we enter the last and final hour. Stay with us.
Say them a Rasta, and the boy no know a scripture. KKK, them a Muslim, and them can't recite a surah.
Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Lining with the boys. This woman shout out, I make out your voice. From there we start moving, one thing lead to the next. 9 months later, it's back and all and commence. Look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. Now she belly high, right up to she throat. Where I go tell me why. This thing in no joke. But look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. Pampers and hobbies, being by them for years. Don't talk about the no street, that go put me pocket in jail. But look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. Is this the black man? A message left on the phone. We want direction. We hope that you're home alone. Hello, sugar daddy. The water bag bus. Scanty twin babies. We christening them in all that. But look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. She in front me house. Pulling down me door. Holy baby view. Doctor sent for you. But look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. Sex before marriage, I never indulge in that.
Join Pastor Kelvin Heinerine and friends for The Way, The Truth, The Life Radio Ministry, a Church of God ministry, live on the street 919 FM from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. This and every Sunday on the street 919 FM. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father except through me. John chapter 14, verse 6. For further information, contact 686-3845, 349-5178, or 342-7303.
Job Optimum Health and Wellness. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Get your Bioplasma Diagnostic Full Body Scan. Examines all of your organs in a single session. 95% accuracy. It's painless, non-invasive, and affordable. Call Pastor Job at 350-2628, 767-1031, or 275-6300. Sick and tired of being sick and tired? Get your Bioplasma Diagnostic Full Body Scan at Job Optimum Health and Wellness.
Hi, Trinidad and Tobago. This is yours truly, Pastor Charles, streaming live from Port of Spain, Trinidad, Marvel Road, 91.9. Our services start from, 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning from the first, the second, and last Wednesday of the month. We are going to have a T-R-M-E time in the presence of God. We'll be praying, praise God, for our nation. We'll be praying for families. We'll be praying for those that are sick and those that are in need. Tune in to the best station, 91.9 FM Street Live, Port of Spain, Maribel.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ailing, you can get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the host of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God, God's word, direct from his throne room, in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
Good about I'm looking like it real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959, 281-4723, or email us at coralvisiontt@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat, I look like it does well.
Together we aspired, and together we have achieved.
We have achieved 6 decades of independence.
We must continue to embrace our watchwords:
discipline, production, and tolerance.
Our national flag belongs to all of us.
So let us move together, hand in hand,
to create a better
and safe Trinidad and Tobago. Happy 60th Independence to Trinidad and Tobago from the street 919 FM family.
Happy Independence, TNT.
It's all about the fastest growing reggae show in the land without a doubt. Right here on the street 919 FM. Each and every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with yours truly, MC Duke, alongside Selector Kochi. So make it a date and don't be late. Rock and come easy, line up, link up, creep up. You don't know reggae rock each and every Sunday. Salute Gadamari, King Selassie.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Say them a rasta, and the boy no know a scripture.
KKK them a Muslim and them can't recite a surah. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are.
Thank you so much for staying with us. As promised, I am going to clear up some voice notes. Please hold your calls.
Anderson, good afternoon, Anderson. Anderson, I wanted to listen to PNM meeting tonight and get some education.
Hold on the calls, please. Let me just clear up these voice notes.
Good afternoon, Aisha. Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Aisha, I think one of the best things that the Minister of National Security could have done was to shut down the scrap iron business. If you as a small man, because they're not expecting the containers on them properly. And who working on the ports, who allow the containers to come in and go out. Everybody know who. You ever had a barrel, you ever ship a barrel through that when they go, they make it empty that barrel till they could read the writing inside the barrel. But them container going in and out, they don't supervise them things properly. That is where it coming in and going out.
Good evening, Aisha. Yes, Tabakit, we're red and ready, and yellow not coming back. All you're not coming back. Good evening, Aisha. Aisha, you know what's so funny this morning on Dominic's show? Central calling and started lay out all the things that is wrong in Trinidad. I want to know what we celebrating 60 years of what. And he say, it's best we go back to the British rule, yes? I said, wow, but Dominic and all was surprised. He said, right, I thought you'd say Kamla. It's best to go back to Kamla. So he and all know Kamla and them ain't no good. That was so funny this morning.
Them a Muslim and them can't recite a surah.
Good afternoon, Aisha Tobago in the house. With one mango tree tabakit fall off, tabakit wherever mango tree you fall off, you need to put yourself back. So it was all right on the Kamala beside Bissessa to lock up over 9,000 black people. Say there was gangster. I didn't hear your mouth coming out and say anything and defending your black brothers and sisters. What they come and lock up people, children. Eh? So how come now is only when is Dr. Rowley? It is suited that crime. Dr. Rowley ain't going and tell these picky head children and them to go and cause no crime. And don't come and tell me that, oh, it's poor people. Poor people, my eye hole. Poor people, you see them kind of phone them rocking shoes here and nails. So I don't have poor people for that. So Tabaki, you need to come down from there. Dr. Rowley never tell them to go and cause no crime. People fail to realize the background where Dr. Keith Rowley come from. Dr. Keith Rowley grew up in Mova. He grew up in Digo Martin. And why he didn't come out a gangster? Tabakita here you're talking about road. But why you not protesting about your road with your representative and fixing your road? Kamala beside Bissessa, all of them constituency will have poor people. Them ain't have poor people too. Well, this Marabonta come out for you today, the clarion caller. So rock so and come down from there and get off Dr. Rowley back. He don't have a wife to keep him occupied. I looked on and listening, darling.
That's your own mind. Every man responsible for him decision. Yet them a fight for religion. Them a rasta.
Tabakit, tell your leader
to read out the national pledge. And then and only then she will be the leader at Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Tabat Keith, you and your leader very, very sick. Over and out.
Good afternoon, Aisha. Tabakit, let me tell you something now. You feel we stupid out here? Why Kamala don't bring back we money? Where all our money gone? Why you ain't talking about that? Where our money gone? What you want Mr. Rowley to do? She ain't helping to pass a law that where Mr. Rowley and her could control the crime. Not a law. She don't pass nothing. She don't stand up for nothing. And you come in with your foolish self trying to trick me. I's a colored man. And people like you can't trick me. I used to watch you in Tarzan movies. How you used to sell out. They used to call them badwa. And you used to sell them out. You used to sell out your own people. You want them to lift bag. You want them to tote bag over cliff. Where other people are toting and you beating them with stick. You is a beater, man. Look now. Gone from here now, boy.
Aisha, good day. Let Tabakit take this, that he said the Rowley administration have a clue. Under Dr. Rowley, we was number one in the handling the pandemic. Look at Piaco Airport, we are number one in the Caribbean. That man is Dr. Rowley is a leader. He has put our country back on the map. And he right to ban the scrap iron. He should do him like Jamaica and give them 4 years. How to go distress our country? Which part we trying to develop and they're taking gate, they're taking bell, they're taking copper, they're doing everything and they're stressing the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. They can't even something, they can't even use their phone or the internet. So Tabakit, Dr. Rowley is a transformational leader. He's a boss. He's one of the best the Caribbean ever produced. All of them have coming all over the world to talk to him, for them to get advice, how to get money in the country, how to get certain things, how to bring in agriculture, sustain food. So Tabakit, all your UNC, all your word nothing by. Take care.
All right, so information reaching us, there was a robbery in Tobago. According to the article, $100,000 was stolen. 3 men armed with guns robbed the Silver Dollar Casino at Shervan Plaza, and they got just under $100,000. The incident occurred before 1 a.m. this morning. All right, so Tobago, be on the alert.
Good evening, Ms. Aisha, and listen public. Aisha, I realize that everybody is discussing the issue with the Scrap Dealers Irons Association presently, but nobody is coming up with any solutions for them. And that is what the government is looking for, solutions. And that is what I have been advocating for them for the longest while. The approach that they took was not professional. If you all consider yourselves professional people in this professional business, you would act professionally. And they did not do so. They protest, they burn tires, they block the road, inconveniencing a lot of pedestrians and persons who were utilizing the roads. So that wasn't professional. And you know, the government might want to listen to all that at this point in time with that type of attributes and behavior. But what we're talking about solutions. If you all had pen or get the necessary persons who can get the government ear to listen to them, you could have penned some solutions to the government, whereas you only, at the time being, temporarily, you only utilizing 3 persons to operate scrap iron dealership in this country. Only 3 at the point in time until the government find a permanent solution. So you have only 3 yards, scrap yard, Ferguson owners 1 and 2 others, right? And with these 2 others operating, we know that the police can randomly, show up at any point in time and check to see what material they have, and if any illegal material are found on the compound or is we purchased by these 3 scrap dealers, iron owners, they can be fined, and not no jokey fine of $20,000 or $200,000. So I know they would not play with their business to lose that kind of money towards the government, right? Solutions, Aisha. It isn't that hard. It's a simple solution at this point in time. I'm talking about like something temporarily. Only 3 operating centers, and that'll be so, because it will be more easier for the police to narrow in on if any material is missing. With only 3 centers are operating, and the customs officers as well had to do their job. So you have police personnel there to make sure and ensure that everything, randomly checking on these institutions, right? Tabakit. The PNM government or administration is not bankrupt with ideas or ideologies or solutions. The issue at this point in time is the UNC. The UNC is not for country. They are not supporting none of the bills. No bills that is, even if it's good or it's worth a try. So how could you see, Tabakit always come with some kind of dotish narrative, It's like you have a wife, Tabakit, you're the woman, I think, and you have a wife? Because if you and a wife have issues, and you alone seeing things one way, and it tells you we're going this way, you won't even want to try the woman.
Aisha, you had to tax Tabakit, that was a paid political advertisement. But Tabakit, after having you come in 2010 on the pretense that you go bring down crime and crime go be a thing of the past and all kind of rubbish all they tell we. After having 5 ministers national security, a limited state of emergency had to turn to a state of emergency because there's no such thing as a limited state of emergency. SOE and all matter of things. Crime you don't do nothing about crime. You ain't fix the crime. No bail for 120 days if you get caught with a firearm. Now it expire. You tell we that it ain't working. So you pass laws and put in things that you've been working. Yeah, that's admittance. So we coming back to do, boy? What did this Kamala Prasad business coming back to do here? She just fooling herself, boy. It's time for Kamala to go.
Nothing a gone for the community the way you are gone. Nothing a gone.
Tabakit, you just surprised me. Sorry, Aisha, good evening. Tabakit does real surprise me, That is the same Tabakit who used to be saying Kamala not fit to be the political leader of the UNC, and he cannot deny it because I heard him on air saying that. He used to say he's a UNC supporter, but he's not supporting Kamala as no political leader. All of a sudden, he make a turn around and want to bring down Dr. Rowley. Aisha, I told you already. In fact, I ask you, please do a poll on this station, on your show, for us to vote for if to include Tabakit and Wall Street in this program of yours when the evening come. Please do.
Don't worry, darling. We're getting ready very soon to have that poll.
Sometimes I wonder if Tabakit is a sensible awardee or if he's part of the illiterati. It makes me wonder. Waste of an award.
I don't know why they doesn't cut off that man out the show, no. Me and them take care of that show, no. That man deceitful, hypocritical, all kind of thing with it. I just can't take it, Anytime I hear about that man voice, I just get sick. I don't like to hear you at all. Oh, God. The man's sick. What they have to do, let them soldiers come out. That's what I do. Let them soldiers, just how they had to do with the coup, let them soldiers come out.
And that's a fact.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Aisha. Girl, I went to work this morning, 6 o'clock. And what I could stumble upon this young man now get killed there, Aisha, girl. Oh, God, my heart go out, girl. I cry right there, no. Because I know, girl, it's not easy. I lost her son for nothing. Nothing, they just kill you, just for nothing. Because he said that boy is getting on stupid to take my son's life. But God is good. He in control, boy. Oh, God, it ain't easy.
All the time I heard about that killing in Sawa this
Bring
morning.
back Gary! Bring back Gary!
And put who? Tabake, the most mischievous person in the whole world is you. Don't talk for Kamlai. She mischievous. She keep on misleading the nation. She's a disgrace. She's the worst opposition leader ever. Tabake, why always selling all your soul, boy? Tabake, only not about country, you know. You see, as I say, a stipend, you study a stipend. Tabake, you talk nice, so you get a stipend this evening. You understand? Or you get a stipend tomorrow when you come down in San Fernando and you walk all part of Macurapo Street, you walk all part of High Street. Tabake, come on. Be love for country now. And if all you don't want to support certain bills, Tabake, what you expect? What do you expect? Hence the reason he was voted out and he would never ever be voted back in office again. Shocking. Okay, this is what your party had to start to support these bills that the government bring forth. While you're not supporting it, while you're looking for political mileage, while you're not supporting the people, you lost in the children, people lost in the husband. When you kill somebody, you mash up a whole home. But these fellas, I wouldn't say they're okay, you know. They care. But they know nothing don't happen to them. UNC support the bill so we could deal with these fellas. They get 5, they gun down somebody 5 past 5, by 1 minute past 5, them are all gone. You have to start to deal with these fellas who playing the fool. They're mashing up homes. That's making it worse, they're mashing up homes. But then again, they call from woman. And it could come up to who's in all your camp just now, you know, Tabakid. Locked on and listening.
Enemy, that's how your own mind. Every man responsible for him decision. Yet them a fight for religion.
Let's go, you're live.
Hi, sir, good evening.
Hi, good afternoon.
I said this thing was going to keep coming more and more. It just deteriorated more every day because it had dogs in kennel controlling human beings out there. You have a man locked up in a kennel controlling a whole area. I shall listen to me carefully.
I'm listening.
This is something I have dreamt, but I've seen it come in the past. Over 300 African youths, mark the date I tell you this today, before the year done go and die again.
So you're expecting the murder toll to pass 600?
I'm telling you, and African youths going down. Here why? The PNM put everything in place for everybody to benefit. And they're not doing nothing but are blaming the parents. Because no son of mine or daughter of mine could dress how they want or do what they want in my house. That can't happen. And plenty of the police officers, listen to me, an incident happened over the weekend here. And I now see why a lot of crime cannot stop with police involved in it. Your brother is a thief. Your cousin is a thief. Your neighbor is a thief. You know that, you know. And what you're doing about it. You're being passive with it. The police allow the crime to get out of hand and now they don't have a hold on it. It's sad, you know. But look at who dying. And you telling me, Aisha, you go on train on every block and tell me how much Indian or Syrian or Chinese or white you see. Something wrong. One of the callers who called earlier on, you know what he mentioned? Port of Spain are all kind of party boat. and all selling out. And they're talking about black people suffering. Black people, African people, all their priorities mix up. All your priorities mix up. What is important and what is not. All they're selling, all they sell for cheap. African people, all you open all your eyes. Most, you know, one of African people's most biggest downfall, they don't budget their life at all, you know. They don't budget their life at all. Look at the average African youth dress, Aisha. The shoes on the foot, 2,000-3,000. The pants they're wearing 1,000. The jersey might be 1,000. They're wearing a hat, 400-500-600. Where they're living is not their own. They own nothing. But they're lying down, they're not comfortable. All the bills didn't pay. But they're wearing a 4,000-5,000 Jordan underfoot. High level of stupidity. Obama said it to them. If you have to wear an 8-pound gold chain around your neck to show that they have some kind of status, and the boasting that they're fully done, they're extremely done. A pack of fools. All the African people better all open all your eye, you know. Look who killing one another. And listen, the system was properly well structured. They put in all the arms and ammunition in their hands. They would kill out each other, and the police go deal with the rest. Just now, African people will be extinct. And just now, the UNC wouldn't study how to win the election again, you know. They just have to go and vote. Because most of people who look like you and I, gone. Because we get rid of themselves for ourselves. It's sad. But parents, you know what? All you learning nothing. All the African parents, don't cry for me, and I don't hear all you. I don't hear all you. And let me tell all you something, Aisha. The blaming the police until it's children the police killing. It have intel that the police have that you don't have and I don't have. But I guarantee plenty more go and die. You just watch. You mark my words today, Aisha. Look on and listen, but I'm fed up of the nonsense.
Thank you. Caller, you live.
Yeah, Aisha, the program as usual.
Thank
Let last caller go to the head of the class. Aisha, I would call you there and I'll give you some issues with the police and the crime what I said next week when you're shocked. Good program on Uptown.
Caller, you live.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Aisha?
Yes, you're live.
Hi there. Good day. No, I was hearing a guy. Maybe my computer have a delayed version. Aisha, I want to say to that caller just now, Nare Kele Mo. Mo Fin Yin Yin. I'm giving you all the African greetings. Here now. Aisha, you see what that fella just said there just now? He peeped in my Facebook page earlier today. Most of what he said, I said it. African people are allowing themselves to be used. Aisha, when they want to do the dirty work, who it is they just go and get. Imagine that. When the police shoot, all you're jumping out, Black Lives Matter. But every day, a black man getting taken out by an ex-black man. It reads so bad. African children falling in it. Aisha, up to now, nobody in Morpher block a road. I swear, when them two children did get shot, you won't be able to pass a lady on road. The morning, I said, but wait, I'm contemplating when I reach by the roundabout by Queen. So if to go down to Independence Square, not a road block up to now. But if the police did shoot the elderly man who get killed, it would have not a car would have go over that lady young. And that is where we sending the message they sending. The criminal, and I don't want to hear the crap about Kingsley, they tell me once on I think
I'm not sure what happened. You just cut off. Caller, you live.
Hi, sister.
Hey, dear brother. How are you?
Good evening. I'm blessed. I'm alive. I'm intent to celebrate my 60th. Because I'm a young nation, you know. I'm almost older than that. And there are people that I know are much older than that. So, And I have a fire station, I have police station, I have hospitals, free healthcare. And I just went through the first thing I have ever been through, the world has been through in probably 100 or 200 years. 2 years of a pandemic. And my administration, so this is all the UNC operatives. My administration, after the Queen, liar, but I Queen Kingsley, mother of liars, corruption, told me Mr. Manning spending too much money. Debt to GDP is too high. And that time, Mr. Manning is spending 43 billion. I have Napa, I have the Brian Lara Stadium, I have Sapa at 43 million, Aisha Wells. Right? Up comes them, and we voted out Mr. Manning and gave them 29 seats with a People's Partnership, Aisha Wells. After that, I have what the white lady name? She was the first to go. Then I
You're talking about Mary Kay. Mary King.
She went first. Yeah. She went first with allegations of corruption. Remember that?
I remember.
The views expressed are not necessary.
Whatever she name was. She was the Minister of Education. She made some kind of jokey statement that to get rid of she.
I remember.
And when I had the man who went to support them young boy and them who dumb enough and ain't making no money and get, well, it used to be a doubles and a roti. Now it's a magnum and a punch it. Right? Now it's a magnum, they ain't even getting nothing to full level. Now it's a magnum and a punch it and they get on bad. Right? So I have Cornel Batiste, I had 5 national security ministers. I had Jack Horner. I had a man who was climbing out the window, had an incident in the mall, Grand Bazaar. All of that actually. I have a man leave my country to tell me about the Holleran and Priva. I have a man named Mamu. Had 2 tickets actually. See the gamble he have. I had 2 tickets. Panama, PNM. Miami, UNC. Who win? PNM, where you going? Same place they tell me about the Holleran and Priva, but I mustn't talk about the last 5 years of that camera. I must give she a chance. And they leave me that budget at $65 billion, Aisha. And telling me last night about the government, they know where they put the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. She know how much money they put in it. You had the highest oil revenues ever after what you say. And you went and take a loan and a tank. And Aisha have to give my new PD kudos, right? You see for that ad? I love the ad. The 919 thing I see there this morning.
On the top of the hour, it's nice, eh?
I mean, I love my PD. I have a PD now. Right? And here we're going on. Thanks again for last night because we get some new advertisement. They come last night. Because this radio station is this powerful that they had to come to run their program here last night for we to listen to that garbage. So PD, kudos, keep it up. Right? So last night, go tell me they know what to do with the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. She took a loan. Them had the highest oil price ever, you know, Aisha. And she went and take a loan to put money in the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. Should I give them 5 years? I have a man named Volney. He made Section 34, Aisha Wells, to free 2 men that on an extradition treaty for 20 years. I will give them a chance again. I hear what they tell me now. Under Mr. Manning, they was telling me how much the murder rate was. For the past few days, hear what they're telling me. It looked like we heading for 600. And this administration under Dr. Rowley will have the highest murder rate ever. Why there is a group of people singing this song on my society? Why is you crying down my society? I have a man, businessman, who get hold and hand over a gun the other day to somebody and the police end up charging them. I had about 15 firearm users like Sniper. You have a security firm? I don't know if you renting these guns. Yes, sister, and we talking about because somebody asked a question, crime in Trinidad and Antigua and Tobago. Well, you just show them it.
No, 100,000
because why?
today.
All right. And these things are well organized.
I starting to.
Because you can't know these people have this money there. Look at the high-low. They went and take a high-low same
But
day.
look at the person who get robbed in the bank. The person says a bank employee set them up.
This is what it is taking place, and you know what they're trying to tell me. Look, me said before I come here on this WhatsApp thing, I look and and see a young girl, maybe I didn't even study them, and tell me she went to the grocery with $300 and she could only buy food for today. So tell me, as a poor person, you got 300, and when you spend that 300, you could only eat today. Why did she buy so Aisha a turkey, rice, and she had to be eating real big?
She eating big.
Yes, to cry out at what the government is, and that is the problem. Yeah, and they keep using people like me to come with that garbage. Because I have, me and my boy living together, and I go in the market with 200, and I make market, and I cook it almost every day. Right? And when I go in the grocery, I spend 600 because I know you're going on. I can't buy no piece of lamb and no piece of goat and thing again. So I change my diet. That's what we have to do. Enjoy evening. They wake up, they're trying to carry to 600. And when they carry to 600, it's to frustrate or they tell all them vote out Dr. Rowley. And all of a sudden in the morning when they wake up, the queen of corruption go raise them, wave the magic wand, and all the problems that we have. And then Ram Logan and all of them, good boy, you go get acquitted and we go start all over again. I tell you, they have a boat ticket already, they tell me I come on a boat. I have a little island, a little piece of land on an island in St. Vincent. If all you dotish enough to vote them in again, to see my money move from $7 to maybe $10 or $15 for $1 US, then only will see where you're 300 to buy. Enjoy the evening.
And the boy know I them a Muslim and them can't recite a surah. Nothing a go on for the community the way you are going. Nothing a go on.
Tarakit, you need a cup in your mouth.
Nothing a go on for the community.
Yes, that last man who called, that last caller, top of the class again. Top of the class. You preach. You preach, brother.
Let God be a few.
Caller, you're live.
Miss Wells.
Hi.
Good evening to you and your callers. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Good to get through to your program. Great program as usual. Miss Wells, this is my problem, and the caller 2 to 3 callers ago, as I said, I want to send to not to the head of the class, I want to teach the class. In fact, principal of the whole school. You see this thing called personal responsibility, Aisha Wells? Do you hear it coming from the union? Do you hear it coming from the scrap iron dealers?
Not yet.
Do you hear it coming from the opposition? Personal responsibility. They don't talk about that, Aisha Wells. And we as black people, I understand we have a history that has been brutal, and I don't deny it. But we know so much about our history that we should be able, in many cases, to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. Because when we don't do that, we become pawns in a savage game. A game that where our lives has become political currency. They may just look at you, and because you live in a certain area, you say, all right, well, pass through that one day, and shoot him in daylight. Or when you go in the mall, shoot him in the middle of the mall. His life isn't really worth it. He's a little black boy, If he didn't get independence, he might be a slave anyway. That is how they see you black kids. Personal responsibility. I understand there are things we must ask for, reparations, all these things. But we have enough knowledge of our history that should teach us to take personal responsibility for ourselves, or else we become pawns in a very savage game. Alan Ferguson, if you're listening, Ansel Roger, if you're listening, and he says, if you're listening, teaching people that the only thing you get from a union is raise a pay. No. What about cooperative groceries in the black communities, businesses, mechanic shops? Aisha, well, you know that people are highly qualified from the petroleum refinery, in mechanics, in engineering, who are part of the union, Aisha, well. Personal responsibility, where is it? Let me give somebody else a chance. And before I go, Aisha, well, let me just remind those listening that tonight the Prime Minister will be in a public meeting, and I urge everybody to listen to him because I know he's coming good. Have a good evening, Miss Well.
Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you.
Now, you know what would be the whole problem? Negotiations. You know the big mistake they make there and all they bring in unions. Ferguson, you want to do your thing. And you want to bully the government. You become a union leader. You want to bully the government. And that's what's going on, you know. Everybody just talk, but that's what.
Let's go, you're live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon.
Pleasant day to you, ma'am. I want to echo something. You see, I've listened to your whole program today. I'm calling from South. And I heard Anderson, I heard Tabaki. And this last guy who just called and speak about personal responsibility. And as he rightfully said, you have heard nobody speaking about that. Imagine there is no account for a man coming and keeping my gate and going and sell it. But he eating a food. My life has been hard, Aisha. I started work, and for the first 3 days of my work, I work Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I was paid $2 a day. I cried like a child. When I complained to my boss, why you give me $3 a day, $2 a day, he fired me. My mother couldn't send me to college until I reached 17. I started college at 17. At 18, I left college to go and work. From working, I studied. I took one subject at a time until I got 5. Then I did go to UV. Thank God for the government at this gate. I studied and studied. I later married, and with 2 children. Unfortunately, their mother didn't live to see them graduate from university. But today, as a black man, I'm proud to say one child is a medical doctor and the other is a chemical engineer. I fought, I eat nothing at times, but personal responsibility to make. I told my children when they into 4 years that they have to fight to achieve something. And I explained to them fighting means studying when mommy and daddy are sleeping. And I live today. I can sit down headed towards 70 years and say, God, I give you thanks. Today, I've seen the benefit of personal responsibility. Have a blessed night, my lady. Reach home safe. Take care of your children.
Thank you
God
so
bless
much,
you.
and congratulations to your children. That's excellent news. Caller, you live.
Aisha, let we come together and deal with our community now, girl. Don't let Tabaki throw off the program. You see the pay need to come and do that? So we wouldn't find solutions, so we community could be fighting one another and all them things. Tabaki don't care about we, you know. All he care is behind Caroni Bridge. He ain't care about the people in the East-West corridor, so don't let you throw off your program.
Caller, you live.
I said good evening again.
Hi, Jamal.
I hear some people saying 300 and 400 and calling house mom must die. They must stop saying that life and death lies in the power of your tongue. Preach good and pray God that no more lives must go. Not to say these things. I said, remember you read something you predict and see come to pass? Or something good, wasn't nothing bad. You remember?
Yes, I remember.
And they call you a prophet? because life and death lies here in the forehead tongue. So we have to be careful what we say. We have to pray that the death must stop in that kind of way. The murders must stop. If people die of natural cause, well, they die of natural cause. But this murder every day, 3 and 4, we have to pray and ask God, in the name of Jesus, go down with knees and pray for the youth, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, because when they fall, it's our seed falling. You understand? So we have to still pray and preach for good things to happen to the youth. They ain't no better sense. They ain't no better, So we have to pray for them. Okay? Okay, Aisha.
With Aisha, 7 o'clock tonight. Call Aisha all kind of names. And I want to come and meet Aisha 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. To negotiate. Tell me how I'm doing that. All you're going good. All you're going real good. I locked on and listening. Tabak.
Caller, you live.
Hey, good afternoon, Aisha. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Brooklyn?
I'm great. I'm great. I just called to say good afternoon to my darling Gemma. Keep on praying, Gemma, for the people to stop the killing. And I want to know from Bataya if he's selling that piece of land in St. Vincent. I'm buying it. And I shall ask the man who talking about the criminals and them. I don't like the idea he's just using African like his own, because it have a lot of African young men doing good things, So when you want to talk about the killers and them and the ones who doing the wrong thing and messing up the country, let me use a different wording for them. Don't call them African, because once you're an African, you should be considered yourself a conscious person. You're supposed to be a loving person. You understand? You're not supposed to be nobody who walk in the street until they kill nobody just so. That is an African. African is a righteous person, an upstanding person. So when you see people doing evil, use another name for them. Don't call them African. Let me keep your name up there. All right? I should have a blessed afternoon and you keep doing your good work.
Energy is real, so watch the things you do. Ain't no messing that you for real, yes, I'm telling you. So live in love, live in love. Say them
Aisha is a scary thing because bad boy and police are the same clothes.
Yeah, it's frightening indeed out there. Caller, you live.
Ay.
How you
doing,
Queen?
my sweet?
I am good. How are you?
I am good. And your boys?
My boys are great.
Good, excellent. You see that gentleman I just heard there? He spoke about when he went to school and his mother couldn't send him to school and whatnot. And the end result is his children. One is a doctor and the other one is a chemical engineer and so on. You see, a program, if some, like once a week, you get someone to come out with a story like that, because there are lots of African people with stories like that. Tons of them. Once a week, label it beyond all odds, against all odds, in the face of adversity, or a triumphant story, something you can name it. But get an African person to come out at least once a week, get different people to talk about their plight and their life, people who have struggled and made it like that gentleman. That would be something beautiful.
It's something we can definitely work towards.
Yes, man. Yes. Because I'm telling you, sweetheart, the amount of people it have, but you don't hear about them. What you hear about?
Negativity, 24
The gun in his hand, and he's from Lavantil, and the gun in his hand. You don't hear that all the gold medals, who win in it? But the face of crime, that's what we must get. But the face of winning the gold medals for this country and lifting this country, that's ours too. So something like that, I think that is very, very, very good. And the young people would hear it and so on. It would be motivating and so on. Anyways, my sweet, haven't lost an ounce of love for you. Love you much.
Thank you so much.
Take good care.
All the
Bye
best
bye.
to you, Queen. Love you too. Let me see who else I can get before we shut things down. Remember, tonight, all road lead to Pigot's Corner in Belmont. The People's National Movement is having its meeting. And key speaker is the Honorable Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. You don't want to miss that meeting. Let's go. You're live.
Hi, good night.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
So you laugh. Again, I know how I get you know, man. Big old motor fly one planted, man. What's that?
Die here?
Yeah, if I really go 20 minutes later, I say, oh God, on all of them never ready. I say, well, ask me how that give all them. Hey,
people think it's okay to do that.
Any second you get that? A plant fine to pick out all it.
That's crazy.
This year, the dog start already. Hey, I mean, it's hard outside there as farmers. I had a guy planted some corn. And the guy came by me and said, boy, right now they're seeing him out. Not a corn, they lead the government, everyone. All I beg him to go back. He said, now, boy, you can't think that time. Just it. Hey, yo, you have a nice night. You know, people, all of the people think leave it or let it plant, ask them for those damaged people. So it's hard work, you know. It's hard work, family is hard work. You understand? So you have a nice night, reach home safe. Condolences to Mr. Porter-Spain on the passing of his wife.
Definitely condolences to Mr. Porter-Spain. I only knew that when Maurice said it yesterday.
I believe Aisha was on in public. I wish I can make this fast. Aisha, I like to lime around the elderlies. I just learn a lot from them. I was liming with this guy, hanging out with this guy yesterday. And he was telling me about the history about this country where politics is concerned. And he was telling me about the sugar industry. He said, Baz de Padney knew fully well that industry was to close down, but he was ashamed. He didn't have no belly because he was the union leader for the sugarcane industry. I did not want to close it down to look bad, right? And Manning, with the testicle of fortitude, took its pride out of the gutter and closed down the industry. And he said, in the history of this country, Trinidad and Tobago, there is no other organization have ever benefited the most in any payout packages, service benefits and land and all these things, all these nice entities, other than the carny workers. He said the carny workers got servants benefit as well as money from the European countries. They got acres of land to grow crops as well as 2 lot of land or 2 acres of land, you're saying, but yeah, to build a house as well. On top of that too, he said the farmers who sold sugarcane got money from the Europeans as well. He said they got too nice. No other petrogen package was not even so sweet as that. The visa package carny workers got, and they're still greedy. Even spoke about the Hindu Credit Union. And that's why I was making the narrative with the Hindu Credit Union. He said that the Hindu Credit Union did not want the African people in it, and they was greedy and was buying up land and all kind of thing. He was telling me all about that yesterday. And I would always say, people who don't know the UNC party would never understand. Black people are still sleeping. They did not want you all in the Hindu Credit Union. Right? They say, why are you allowing the black people to join the credit union for? So when they come into office, it's about developing the Hindu community only. That is why they had a Hindu credit union that took all their money from the banks or whatever and put it in the Hindu credit union because they don't want their money being saved in no bank. Right? So they support their own, they elevate and move on. The fight in this country, people don't understand, is against the East Indian people, against the 1%. They find they must have all the wealth, land, power, everything in the country.
We just have a few more minutes left, like about 2. Speak now or forever hold your peace, just to let you know that Blondell, Whitney, Nanton. We have your ID card here at the Street 919 FM. Please come collect your ID. Caller, you're live.
Aisha, that gentleman was quite right. Closing out the ceremony,
it started on a Sunday, and that is what went on. You understand? He's quite right, I know what's going on. And when Manon came, he continued, because it's closing down, was Mr. Pandey who started it.
All right.
Them are the same kid frequency, them and they throw them offline. Searching for something with them can't find. Biggest enemy that are your own mind. Every man responsible for him decision. Yet them.
Let's go, you're live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're about to close the program, I realize.
Yes.
I have a burning question as a citizen. And this is the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Sister?
Well, yes.
Right. And what I have been hearing here is as though that if this is a country on the continent of Africa, this is Trinidad and Tobago. And when there is a government in a country, every citizen must feel comfortable under that government. And what I'm hearing here this evening, if these people really love the government, what they're coming here with, it does not sound like this government is for every race, every citizen. And I cannot support that. A government, whenever that president swearing that prime minister represents every citizen. And what I am hearing here, it is frightening. And if this is the way that the supporters is speaking on behalf of the government, then it clearly shows they do not like the government. Tabak it out, you know.
Nothing a gone for the community the way you are going. Yeah, change up your attitude and show some gratitude. All the negative energy you got to refute.
Caller, you live.
Hi, Aisha, it's me.
Hi, welcome back.
Oh, God. Oh, I was out of the radio for a while without with grandchildren. Yes, Aisha, sometimes I think there's a gentleman who spoke well a few quarters ago, you know, and I am saying that to the African people, my children did not go to school, could have afforded it if husband was in business, and they did not go to school with a brand name shoe. We did not have to wear brand name to survive. Because somebody made a contribution about how they want to look. And it's true. Why you want to look so? Who is paying attention to you? You. More concerned of how somebody look at you than of what you can afford. No. Right? Don't watch the Indian, the Chinese, or the Caucasian and say, oh, they have that too. You have to get what you want. You, Aisha, you have done well and you spoke about it. You did not look at anybody, but you knew what you wanted. I also want to say that, you know, I think Mr. Tabaki do not listen to the utterances of the UNC or other stations, right, radio station, and the things that they say. Sometimes I don't think that I'm in Trinidad. Right? But I'm saying I don't like the race thing. And, you know, people can make their contribution without that. But let me tell you something. I think, too, it's a plan to kill out African people. It certainly is a plan. Why 2-3 African brothers or sisters have to be killed every day? Why is that? And it's not an issue for the political party and say, let's get the gun off the street. Why these people are killing out themselves? Right? It's only the government has to do that? No. Have a good evening.
Final call.
Hello.
Yes, caller, you're my last caller this evening.
I want to tell Tabaki when he listen to the ground reporters want to know who they like. He coming on your program and saying that they like the government here, right? And how it's supposed to govern for all. When you're on the other station, they don't tell them that with a set of racialness. All right, have a nice day.
Thank you so much. So this is where I'm going to leave it for this evening. Remember, the People's National Movement has a meeting. They're going to be going live from 7. Remember to take it in as the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, is going to address us. Let's wait to see what the Prime Minister has to say to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. As I usually say, TNT do a good deed today until tomorrow, when we come with something else, something new, something hot on the official station that defends the nation, The Street, 919 FM. Have a good one.
Muslim and them not know about